Hi all, welcome back again to all of you in the another Sunday Live session. So I am excited to introduce our special guest, Rajath, who is a Web3 entrepreneur and also the expert in the Web3 technologies like blockchain and NFT. So today Rajath will be sharing his knowledge on the topic of blockchain and NFT. And in between, if you have any question, then don't hesitate to ask your question in the live chat. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and we are looking forward to hear you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ankit, for a kind words and the introduction. Good morning, everyone. As Ankit mentioned, this is Rajath Kumar. I'm a Web3 entrepreneur, and I'm also heading the Tron developer ecosystem in India. Tron is the open network is a layer one blockchain backed by the Telegram app. If I think you might be aware of the Telegram messaging app, right? It's just like WhatsApp and one of the top five most downloaded apps in the world, right? So just so that I mean, to keep it interactive, right? Can you tell? I mean, if anyone wants to interact, how would they do? Like, they comment over here or questions?
Yes, sir, they can put your question in the live chat, and at the end we can respond to it.
So you have disabled the chat.
No.
Okay, so we can see the comments in the comments. Okay, cool. Sure, then I will be starting with the presentation about the Web3 blockchain and what crypto and everything from the basics and very in a simplified way, right? So if you have any questions or anything or any doubt, just don't be hesitant. Just type it over here so that I can explain on that part or elaborate on that. Okay. So yeah, let's go. Uh, yeah, sure. So I hope you can see my screen, right? Ankit, is my screen visible like the presentation?
Yes, sir, your presentation visual. All around.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah,
visible.
perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's begin. What is Web3, right? And before we get into Web3, we also need to know, begin from the starting Web1, the how the internet was started and founded, right? So we begin with the Web1. Web1 is where, it's pretty much the static internet or the static versions of the data where you can just only read, right? I don't think much of you might be aware or aware of what these websites are this thing, as I think most of you are Gen Z as like into in 12th or 11th, as you are currently studying 11th or 12th, right? So this is how the internet used to be, right? Even the internet speed back then used to be like very slow, and all that you could do is pretty much read something or find some information and this thing, so you cannot pretty much interact. It's just static, and that's how it was in the beginning. And then comes the Web 2. Yeah. um, so the Facebook, this is where, right, you would be able to interact. You can post videos, comments, sections, and create your content, all this stuff, right? So this is the pretty much, I mean, this is pretty much what we are using. Snapchat, Instagram, everything that we are currently using, it's pretty much part of the Web 2. But the fundamental problem with Web 2 is you actually don't own anything. All this, I mean, you might think, right? You have a content. I mean, you have your account on Facebook, or you have your account on Instagram, and all these things. But actually, they are not your accounts. The companies, right? Your profile is owned by Facebook, and the data that you upload over there is also, I mean, they track hell lot of your data. I mean, all pretty much everything that you do, and with the permissions and all these things, right? With now, corporates are doing something sensible with the data, but again, it's there is this famous quote, right, which says when the product is free, the user itself is their product. I mean, they're basically selling your data and this thing. So that's how. And the best interest of this corporation is not to maximize the benefits, to maximize their own benefits at might even I mean, at even the risk of your exploitation. That's what fundamentally wrong with Web2 is. Like, all the data and your account, everything is owned by these corporations, and you actually don't own any of your data. So this is what Web2, the ones which we are currently using right now, right? Uh, so in the Web3, what exactly it is, it's completely decentralized. There is no one single entity or corporation that's involved. It's completely owned by the community, and the code is law. There's nothing else. There's just code is a law. You don't need to trust anyone. Okay, you just need to uh, see the code and read about it, and that's what it is. Whatever is written, it's just that. So you might be like, can anyone tell me, like, what's the caption of the Google? uh, okay, maybe I think we'll take the questions in the end, I guess, right? So let me, it's basically don't be evil, because there is a provision that the company can be evil, but in the Web3 there is no option to be evil, because whatever has written in the contract, or it's okay, I'll tell you a bit later. First, in the beginning itself, I'll start with the core principles of Web3 and why Web3, right? So this is the one, this is an interesting story how this one single document or page or the contract has changed the entire China's economy. In 1978, I mean, the conditions of the the farmers, the back then China economy was like, it's pretty worst, right? So it used to be pure communistic, where everything that farmers produce straight away goes back to the state. I mean, they can't keep anything of whatever they are producing, right? It straight away goes, everything, right? Whatever they produce, whatever the farmers produce in their fields, it straight away goes to the state. And that's like, and with that system, right? There wasn't anything productive. I mean, the produce, the yield was pretty less, and uh, pretty much the state affairs was in a bad state. Even the government are allowed to eat and farm the wild animals itself, right? So there's a group of farmers in a small village came together, and they made a pact. This is the agreement. What they did was they collectively came together and said, okay, let's just divide this land between us, and it's just like we are owning this land, right? Whatever we produce in these lands, these goes to us, and a little bit of it we will just give it back to the state. So they did this contract. I mean, it's a like a conspiracy. I mean, it's completely legal, and they could have been executed with a death penalty punishment. Still, they choose this thing because, yeah, the situations and The conditions were like, and it was like abject poverty. So they made this agreement and they started to work in the fields, right? Their own fields. I mean, back then they used to only go whenever there used to be like alarm in the morning, you need to come this time, and in the evening, you can go at this time, right? So no one has skin in the game because they don't own anything and it directly goes to the state. But now, the land belongs to them, right? And the production or the produce, whatever they produce, majority of that coming to them, and they can now take care of the family and provide more to the family this part, and it can be used for the well-being. The put in like their heart and everything, and they were like started working without any supervision or any kind of this stuff, right? And the results were astounding, like the produce and everything. It was pretty much good, and even the government came to know about this thing. But then rather than execution or something, they copied this style and export it to pretty much all of the China. So this is how revolutionary. This was how revolutionary, right? Owning the stuff is, and that's exactly what's happening now in Web3. Till now, you can't own anything in the Web3. I mean, in the Web2, right? All the accounts of your data is owned by the corporations, and whenever they want, right? If any privacy violation, or they can randomly change the privacy and I mean the terms and conditions. And I believe no one really or reads all the things. We just click on I agree and I accept and all this stuff, right? So any minor violation, it can do that. I mean, you have also seen, right? Even Twitter just banned Donald Trump out of nowhere, and after the Elon Musk takeover, it's all centralized because there is a one central party, and you need to trust that central party that okay, they are would be benevolent and they would be acting in our favor or the favor of the users of this thing. But that's not actually the Web3. Web3, you actually own the stuff, and I'm gonna tell you how you are gonna do that. So, what are the principles of Web3, right? So in the Web3, the fundamental principle is it is decentralized, which means there is no one single point of failure or single authority or single entity, corporation, person whom you need to trust. That for the process to be work or the process to go in a good way or everything being going in a one streamlined process, something, there is nothing as such. For example, you take the banks, right, or even the central banks, that matter, you need to trust that the banks and the bank employees are going to be making things work or functioning properly, right? So we also need to trust the governments that the people in the power are working in the best interests of us, right? There is always something called as trust in this between, right? The currency. We also trust that government don't print too much money, because again, if the inflation is high, it also depreciates the value of the assets and the currency that which we are holding, right? But in here, there is nothing as centralized. It's completely decentralized. Um, and that's the fundamental concept. That's a fundamental concept. And then there is this trustless. As it is decentralized, you don't need to trust anyone, right? Because you can read the code of the blockchain, how it is decentralized, how the consensus mechanism works, and how things things work here, and how you can vote and everything, and permissionless, right? So anyone can invent. I mean, anyone can create something and launch on the blockchain, or anyone can be part of that blockchain without taking anyone's permission. You just there would be such an prerequisite, the certain requirements, and you fulfill the requirements, and you can be part of that blockchain, and you can get benefited or contributed for the same. So it is that it is completely permissionless. So these three are the fundamental principles of it, which is decentralized, trustless, and permissionless. Okay. Uh, how do we achieve these things, right? And to achieve this thing, there is this amazing technology called as blockchain, and these are the 9 pages that created by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009, 2008, which gave birth to this amazing technology called blockchain. So, okay, to give you simply, I mean, to explain simply what is blockchain, I have this analogy, which is For example, you and me, there are two people, right? And for suppose I owe you, like, let's say 1,000 rupees, right? And there isn't any proof that you sent me that 1,000 rupees because I took it in the cash, right? Maybe you have written it somewhere, but again, that won't be valid because you can write anything, right? And maybe the two, you has written and I has written, but I has written 100 and you has written 1,000, something missing. There is a conflict and there is no one single way, right? Agreed consensual way to clarify this thing. If I lie, I mean, if I'm being a dishonest guy. So rather than that, let's say there are like 50 or 100 or maybe 500 folks that's attending right now, and all of these folks has written in the ledger. I mean, they've seen that and written that, okay, uh, let's say for Ankit, right? Ankit, I mean, Rajath owes Ankit 1,000, and everyone has written that in the ledger. And now, whenever there is any other transaction that happens, they again write it in the ledger. I mean, ledger means nothing but just a book with accounts, right? So everyone writes in the book with the account that this has the transaction happened and the next transaction too. For doing that, whoever has done that, they would be getting some reward. Let's call it Bitcoin, right? They would be getting some reward in the Bitcoin. And if any other person comes and joins this group, even that particular person would be having getting the all the data listing previous transactions, and even the new ones they would be writing. And there is another nice visual graphic presentation of the same, which I would be showing you now. So let's see. All right, this is another analogy of what is blockchain.
Imagine a bank vault where you have a safety deposit box. Your key opens one of the boxes, where you can securely store physical valuables like gold coins. In Bitcoin, there are digital keys. Think of them as very long passwords. Your private key gives you access to a wallet, which unlocks billions of unique Bitcoin addresses. Each one is a virtual safety deposit box that only you can open with your key. And there are more addresses in this virtual vault than atoms in the universe. The doors to these boxes are transparent. You can see inside them. Here with digital money, 0.1 bitcoins. Sending them from one box to another is what's called a Bitcoin transaction. We'll explain that later. But for now, just remember that these digital coins can only exist inside these transparent address boxes, can't be copied, and can't ever leave the vault. And this vault is owned by no single entity. You don't need permission from a government, a bank, or a corporation to use it.
Yeah. So I hope everyone saw that, right? And I think the audio was audible as well. So that's pretty much what a blockchain is. And as I mentioned, you don't need permission from anywhere. I mean, you don't need anyone approving it. You can just go and create an account on Bitcoin or something. You can just download any Bitcoin wallet app without be showing data as well, or any other cryptocurrency, right? As you could see, there are vaults for I mean, in the analogy they explain it as like a completely a bank vault, and where the tokens can be stored in it. And just like that, there is another version called as Ethereum and another blockchains, where rather than just the money, I mean, sorry, just the tokens, you can also store a bit of code, which also does like you can mention that, okay, at this particular point or at this particular date and time, transfer this amount of tokens from this wallet to another wallet. I mean, each account contains a wallet, right? So you can also code. So this gave rise to the programmable money or the transaction thing, which is, let's suppose, for example, I want to buy a home from some other person, right? But now there might be an escrow agent, registration, and all this stuff that's there. But rather, if it is in the base of the blockchain, the crypto, it has the an asset as an NFT. I will also explain what is NFT. In the wallet, people can check, right, whether, okay, whether this person has this much money in the wallet. If it is, so you can just write a smart contract on the blockchain for checking if this particular person has this much money in the blockchain, and again checking the another person's wallet whether this particular has a home. Yeah, if the both the conditions are fulfilled, now yeah, the transaction can happen. My money gets transferred to him, and his property get transferred to me, all on the chain without any party or something. And the even the less gas fees, maybe like $1 or $2, right? So the one of the dangerous thing that which we are facing right now in the Web2 is the monopoly of data. All the data of viewers, it's just lying in the hands of few corporates, and uh, you know, especially the corporations like Facebook, Instagram, and all this thing. They know. There is this one of the fascinating story, right? Actually, it happened in USA. I don't want to say the name of the store, but it's one of the biggest consumer, you know, store, and they have this email newsletters, right? So there's a teenage girl, uh, and she kept on. I mean, underage teenage girl, and got. I mean, she's getting this newsletters for the shopping items and all that stuff, right? But her father was checking this email newsletters and this thing, and he was quite surprised because all the product suggestions that she's getting are related to the pregnancy. And he got furious and contacted the stores, uh, the manager, the supervisor who is responsible for this thing, and asked the same thing, right? She's just an underage teen, why is she getting all the products that related to the pregnancy? And the reply that they said was her browsing activity on the shopping website and app is quite similar to the pregnant woman's ones. And 3 weeks later, they came to, a couple of weeks later, they came to know that she's pregnant. I mean, the algorithm, the data that you're inputting, right? So everything is a data point. Like even other, you unlock the phone and you just open the thing, Instagram, or you scroll a bit, or which one you are liking, or which one you are not, which is making you to spend more time. And all this is data, and all these data points can be used to make you or to manipulate you into buying something which you don't, making you spend more time on the mobile or this thing, so that it gives them more viewing time, which can be also sold to advertisers and all of this stuff, right? And it's not at all good for the people or the end users, but again, it's good for the corporations and they're manipulating. But here, your data is yours, and all your account or transaction. See, right now you might, or if you want to use different services, you need to create different accounts. Like email, you need to give your name, mobile number, date of birth, all this stuff to Gmail, and then you want to create something Instagram. Again, you need to do that, and you might be using some other services where it again asks to log in, and you need to give your data anywhere, right? And you can't even actually track where all you have given your data and where all your details are, right? But here, one single thing, it's just one wallet. Okay, this is the code that you see, right? That's the public key. So all the corporate, all the Web3 application services that you use, they don't know who you are or what you are, anything. They just know you as your account key. That's it. So this is the fundamental or the crucial aspect it's solving by just making your, data obsolete, and they don't know anything about you other than this thing. And whatever the information they want, they ask you, and only by signing they get to know the stuff. Now, talking about NFT, right? So, what exactly is an NFT? NFT is a non-fungible token, right? So, let's define what is fungible and what is non-fungible. So, suppose the 500 rupee note that you have and the 500 rupee note that I have, right? Both are, this comes under fungible. Fungible is it's tradable. Sorry, it's not just tradable. It's there are many other things just like this particular thing. It's not unique. Okay, so these are considered as a fungible. So what you can buy with the 500 rupee note that you have, and what I can buy with the 500 rupee note that I have, it's pretty much the same, right? Maybe you go and just give that 500 rupee and take a couple of coffees or a burgers or something, and even I get the same. So it's not the same. But the Mona Lisa painting that you could see, it's unique. There is nothing, there is no other Mona Lisa painting in the whole world, right? And anyone can, maybe there might be some counterfeits or knockoffs that can be there, but once it is verified by the authentic painter or an expert, they can actually detect which is original and which is duplicate in a matter of minutes, right? In the same way, on a blockchain, there are NFT tokens, which is a series of combination of the token characters, which is completely unique, right? So no one else in the world has that same token as you. And these NFTs, right, especially if you're talking about the digital art or the gaming assets, or even attaching some physical to the digital life, there isn't a way to actually tell which physical thing is original or this thing, right? So if I create an image and let's say and upload it, but you can just right click on it and save it as it, and this would be the same as the original image that I have uploaded. There is no differentiation. But if that image is attached with the NFT, non-fungible token, on the blockchain, that would be the unique, just one single unique image, and that's the original NFT, right? And it can be also verifiable because it's attached to the NFT and that's been minted, right? Creating stuff on blockchain is called as minting, right? So now that's minted on the blockchain and it's attached with the image and the metadata. Now it can be verified and it clearly differentiates with what is original and what's duplicate. That's that's what NFT is, and it's fundamentally groundbreaking because it can also, your credentials, right, your certificates, your achievements, all these things, this can be made as an NFT, and people can actually check this on the blockchain and verify this. Now I'll show you a small example of some of the NFTs, and so as you can see, this is one of my now this is a wallet. Okay, it's a wallet on the open network, right? So I have roughly around 3 ton, which is a currency, right? So all the transactions on the blockchain needs it's a little bit of it that would be happen on its native token. For Bitcoin, it is Bitcoin. For Ethereum, it is Ether, and for the open network ton, it's ton. So this is some of the transactions that I made, right? And I can actually see these transactions on this is the Explorer, right? And now so anyone can scan this and send me that, or this is my public ID. Okay, I just copy my public ID and put it here. So you can see my entire transaction history. I mean, so no one knows this particular ID is Rajath, right? Except that every data, right? Whom did I send? And this is another wallet address, right? How much ton did I send, or how much ton did I receive? Everything pretty much. You can also have a time and how much was the fees for particular that, and pretty much everything that you can say. It's an open ledger, it's completely decentralized and everything. And if I own any NFTs, what NFTs do I own? This is one NFT that I own, that claiming that I'm a developer, right? um, so this is the Explorer. Every blockchain has an Explorer where you can track everything. So the tokens that I own, the value is like around $7. It also shows that, right? So this is an NFT platform. This is a website, right? And here I can just need to connect. I just hit on the connect thing, and yeah, I click on Downkeeper, and it's, I can use my browser or mobile thing. I just use my mobile one so that it's 1 second. Just scanning it with my mobile. So I just scanned it. Now my, this is my profile, right? So not that, nothing. I mean, just this is just me, right? No other data. That's it. If this is the web tool, you need to give your name, email, mobile number, date of birth, where you are staying, where you would be staying, all your family history, right? So these are some of the NFTs, like the images, collections, people trade, create. I mean, anyone, you can create some image art and mint it as an NFT and here, right? You can just like click on create and single NFT and upload an image and write a description and what would the royalties for the creator, all this thing. So yeah, guys, I think even my time is over. So pretty much this is the brief. I mean, it's a vast topic, but yeah, I think this pretty much covers the basics and the things. And there are many other hackathons and grant programs even we do have where we teach blockchain completely for free, and also contests for this thing where you can earn real money and build projects which is used by millions, if not billions, for the same. Okay. Thank you. I'm done.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much. So I have some questions.
Sure.
Uh, so it's Bitcoin developed by the Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yes.
Okay. So there are multiple cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum,
Dogecoin. Yeah, yeah.
right?
There are a lot of them.
So, hmm. so anyone can develop the bit like cryptocurrency, or there is some rules and regulation.
Anyone can develop a cryptocurrency. Yes, anyone can do that.
Okay. And each NFT comes under the blockchain, or
Yes,
blockchain and NFT both are
NFTs are created on the blockchain. They are a unique tokens that's being minted on the blockchain.
okay. So suppose I have a unique image. So can I convert it into NFT? And if yes, then how?
You can convert any image onto as an NFT. Not necessarily unique. You can create anything as an NFT, right? If you have just like even you take any image, right? You just take it and mint it on blockchain and attach with that NFT, and that would be an NFT. So attaching NFT doesn't make the image unique. It just makes it just attaches the NFT to that particular image.
So there is one common portal where all the NFTs are there.
Okay, so there are different NFTs on different blockchains, right? So the like OpenSea, GetGen, these are the portals where you can trade and sell, resell NFTs. See, NFTs can not just be images, right? NFTs can be also used as a like token gating. So let's suppose there are different communities, right? Or event tickets. Even event tickets can be sold as an NFTs only if you have this NFTs you are allowed to this event or something like that.
Okay. There is
As
one option in sorry.
yeah, yeah, it's gone.
So there is one option in Instagram with digital collectibles
Digital
where
collectibles.
we can
There are
where we can
NFTs.
show the
Yes.
right. So means
Sorry.
that is a portal of the NFT or only for showing the NFT.
See, you can see my screen, right?
Mm, yeah.
So this is an NFT portal. So these are some of the digital collectibles, like different art items and everything. Just some art NFTs, right? So this is the portal. You can buy, you can place a bid, make an offer, and all these things. This one is auctioning. Like this. So I can place an auction, right, for this thing. Like let's just say a photon. It just asked me to. And I just approve it. So this is how the things work.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge and giving your time and
Right.
effort. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you all. And if you want more session like this, then don't forget to subscribe this channel. Bye. See you in the next session.